If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, 6ix9ine and Lil Reese troll each other on social media, and T.I. is going to play the hip-hop cop in a new series that's going to be executively produced by 50 Cent. Plus, Joe Budden leaves Spotify. Let's talk hip-hop.
Just landed in Chicago and all that. Y'all got a huge announcement for y'all. I'm dropping the album September 4th. Tattletale's the album. I think the killers, the hitters is over. I'll keep it down. September 4th. Yo, listen, September 4th, the album's coming. Let's pay respect to all the fallen soldiers.
Yo, keep going, dude.
What?
Nigga, you know how many niggas died here?
A lot of niggas died.
Mad niggas. Yo, we can get the other bottle?
I got it.
Get the other bottle. Get another bottle. A lot of people died, right?
Oh, a lot of people.
Niggas died.
Make sure y'all go pre-order that album, man. Pre-order the album, man. We in fucking Chicago. Go pre-order the album. Link in my bio. The link is in my bio right now. Go pre-order. There's some hitters over there, so let me get in the car before they come.
Alright, yo, so by now y'all know that 6ix9ine is on like a Hoods of America tour, right? Ever since he got off of house arrest on August 1st, he decides that he wants to go back to every single hood that everybody said he can't go to, right? So the first hood that he went back to was actually his own hood in Brooklyn, New York, and sure enough, he went back to the hood and nobody said anything to him, right? Then he goes to Harlem and other places around New York, but basically he went to the hoods of New York and he was pretty safe. I mean, somebody tried to approach him like one time, but really his, security kind of backed him off, right? Another thing that 6ix9ine did was then he took his hood tour on the road, went all the way to California to Nipsey Hussle's hood, right? Just to troll Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle's not even alive anymore, so he went and stood in front of a mural of Nipsey and tried to act like he was paying his respects, but you know he was trolling him because Nipsey made it very clear that he didn't fuck with 6ix9ine in the song with Rick Ross. Plus, when Nipsey was alive, he had beef with DJ Academics and 6ix9ine because they both used to just act like fools and idiots, right? So then, yesterday, 6ix9ine decides he's gonna go to Chicago and he's gonna troll everybody from Chicago, Lil Reese, Lil Durk, and all those people, right? So of course, 6ix9ine is walking down this alley, he's announcing his album is gonna drop on September 4th, and he's like, oh, hold up, I think the killer's over there, I think the hitter's over there, right? Then he decides that he's gonna pour out a little liquor for the people that have died in Chicago. He starts pouring out basically like a whole bottle's worth of liquor, and then you hear his homeboy in the background like, yo, you need another bottle because a lot of niggas done died. 6ix9ine's like, a lot of niggas died? He's like, a lot of niggas done died. Basically respecting all the dead homies from Chicago, right? So Lil Reese sees this and he responds to 6ix9ine. He's like, you got extorted, then you rat on your whole crew. You a bitch. Stop playing with me, little nigga. You a whole pussy out here. And that's the same niggas that get bullets holes fucking around. Don't trick, right? Basically, Lil Reese ain't here for the play. Lil Reese don't think this is funny or cute, right? So of course, 6ix9ine sees this. He is having a ball because he's getting a rise out of Lil Reese, right? So anyway, later on yesterday, 6ix9ine and DJ Academics were on live just talking about his new album and bop, right? Then Lil Reese jumps on the live, basically just to, I guess, see what's going on with 6ix9ine, see what DJ Academics is talking about, whatever, right? And then 6ix9ine interrupts DJ Academics. Hold up. I just gotta say shout out to Lil Reese. He on here, right? Basically trolling him again. Academics is like, I don't know, man. Lil Reese is the Grim Reaper. I don't know if you want to be fucking with him like that. Even Academics was like, nah, Lil Reese is my guy. But you see 6ix9ine continues to troll him.
No, all I want to say is, don't listen to 6ix9ine. I apologize.
Oh, yo, Lil Reese on this shit. You heard? Yo, shout out Lil Reese, man.
No, Reese is my guy.
So Lil Reese responds to that too, and he's like, same lame ass police ass nigga talking about shout out Lil Reese, pussy ass bitch. We ain't cool, I don't fuck with 12, right? So Lil Reese is being very aggressive, and he just says like, I don't fuck with this nigga 6ix9ine, so y'all need to like, whatever, right? Anyway, so 6ix9ine sees this, he thinks it's funny as hell, he thinks it's hilarious, so he goes to the park in Chicago or wherever to troll Lil Reese even more, right? And then back in the day, day, it was probably about like a year ago now, Lil Reese got jumped, right, by some goons in Chicago, right? And what y'all need to understand about Lil Reese is that he has Crohn's disease, right? And basically, you know, I guess maybe he was having stomach issues or whatever while he was getting jumped or fighting, because yeah, you know, he ended up like shitting on himself a little bit, but you know, it's not like to really make fun of him or nothing like that, right? Anyway, Lil Reese is still the Grim Reaper, and just because he shit on himself doesn't mean that he won't shoot you. But of course, 6ix9ine saw that and decides to, 1, post up the video of Lil Reese shitting on himself, 2, recreate the video of Lil Reese shitting himself.
Your boy Lil Reese. Your boy Lil Reese. Oh no. Hey, shitting on himself. Hey, on Chris, he shitting on himself. Hey, call the niggas right now. He shitting on himself, bro. He shitting on himself. Oh, bro, he Lil Reese shitting on himself. Oh, look at my shoe. You shitty bitch, bro. Bitch, you shitting on my shoe, bitch. What's up?
So I posted up that video on my Instagram, and a lot of people actually thought that finally, niggas caught up to 6ix9ine and that he was getting beat up and shit on himself. But then they realized that he was just trolling Lil Reese, and 6ix9ine is perfectly safe and okay, right? Lil Reese sees this too. At this point, I don't know why Lil Reese keeps giving 6ix9ine, you know, responses, but Lil Reese has an album dropping as well. 6ix9ine's dropping September 4th. Lil Reese is dropping September 11th. Lil Reese responds to 6ix9ine one more time and says, oh, you a fucking pig. Try to trick us like you was blood, like you was a killer. I got that, and then you got in that courtroom and you did exactly what everyone expected you to, right? Basically told on everyone, all right? Basically, at this point, Lil Reese knows that he can't really do anything to 6ix9ine, so he's just gonna threaten him over social media. And also, 6ix9ine will never, ever allow Lil Reese to get that close to him anyway. So, I mean, 6ix9ine is like the kid that's screaming from the window 10 floors up at people who are on the street. Fuck you, motherfuckers! Not like 6ix9ine's ever gonna come outside and that he's ever really gonna have to pay for that, right? But then again, he is outside and maybe he will have to pay for that. So I guess we'll have to see. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, Joe, this is kind of dope, right? Because T.I. is actually going to star in a new series called 24/7, right? And it's supposed to be executively produced by 50 Cent. And y'all know 50 Cent is on fire right now with Power for Life, Power Book 2. So now he's working on this too, 24/7, right? And the whole situation is that it's going to be based off of this detective that is named Derek Parker, right? And basically Derek Parker used to be part of the NYPD. He's black. But he wrote a book years ago called The Notorious C.O.P., right? And basically he was an undercover cop who was the first hip-hop cop, or the hip-hop police, right? And here in New York, we have like these different units. So like, you know how there's a homicide unit or a unit that's just for like sexually based crimes or whatever? Well, here in New York, we also have a unit called the hip-hop police that specifically are there to deal with rappers and the rappers' entourage when they either come to New York or rappers who actually do live in New York, right? So this dude, Derek Parker, the Notorious C.O.P., he was the head of all of that. And he was, you know, in charge of investigating Jam Master Jay's murder, which happened in Queens. He was in charge of investigating Biggie's murder, even though Biggie died in California. And he was in charge of a whole bunch of things, right? So he actually wrote a book called The Notorious C.O.P., and that's what this series is going to be based off of. And T.I. is going to be playing Derek Fisher himself, right? This should be pretty dope, man. T.I. is a great actor. He's been in a bunch of movies before. He's never been like in a series at all. So this should be cool. And I mean, like, rappers typically make more money when they act anyway. So it's gonna be a really good look for T.I., right? But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
September 23rd, this podcast, new episodes of this podcast will no longer be available on Spotify exclusively.
Alright, Joe, this is crazy, right? Because Joe Budden is leaving Spotify, according to him, right? So the whole situation is, and I don't know if y'all remember, but about 2 years ago, Joe Budden signed with Spotify exclusively to have his podcast on there. And at that time, it was dope. They had like a huge ass billboard of Joe Budden parks Rory and Mal in the middle of Times Square. Joe Budden was celebrating. He was like, I'm so happy my podcast found a home. They paying us mad money. Everything was great, right? And everything seemed to be great up until probably about a month ago, right? And I really feel like it's because Joe Budden was trying to renegotiate his contract and get a little bit more money out of Spotify, right? What y'all need to understand is that Joe Budden's podcast is the #1 podcast on Spotify, period, right? Also, Spotify just bought over The Ringer, which is a sports podcast, and they paid those guys $200 million for their podcast. So Joe Budden probably is thinking, well, if we're the #1 podcast and you just gave these motherfuckers $200 million, then we need a whole lot more money, right, to stay here, right? And Joe Budden is like, you know what? It seems like they're not giving him the money. So Joe Budden is saying that, you know, Spotify is undermining his audience, basically using their power to try to captivate his audience into, you know, buying into Spotify a little bit more with no regard for the actual platform that they came to Spotify through. Joe Budden is saying that he had issues with Spotify along the time, and that he's just ready to leave. So Joe Budden is saying that, listen, after September 23rd, which is the day that Spotify is and Joe Budden's contract is up, he's saying that he doesn't know exactly where Joe Budden podcast will be, but it's definitely not going to be on Spotify, right? Here's the thing though, he's on Spotify exclusively now, right? I think that it's probably going to be on other platforms, but it's also probably still going to be on Spotify too. It's just that it's not going to be exclusive to Spotify, right? But you got to understand that it does seem crazy that Joe Budden is actually taking his podcast to another place, but at the same time, Joe Budden is a smart motherfucker. Y'all know he's like an evil genius, right? Y'all know that he used to be on Everyday Struggle, and when he left Everyday Struggle, a lot of people said, oh, you're sabotaging yourself. Charlemagne said it, you're finished, you're not gonna be working this town again, and then he landed on his feet and found something even better than Everyday Struggle when he started State of the Culture with Remy Ma and Jinx and them, and then also his own podcast when he signed that deal with Spotify, right? So really, I'm probably thinking that Joe Budden, even though it seems crazy right now, he knows exactly what he's doing, right? So anyway, Spotify, they actually responded and they put a statement out about Joe Budden leaving. So they said, it was our desire to keep Joe Budden on Spotify, as Joe referenced on his show. We made him a considerable offer, one that was significantly larger and many times the value of the existing agreement and reflective of the current market and size of his audience. Unfortunately, we could not come to terms, and we respect his wishes to find a new home for his show, right? And Joe Budden just responded and said, fuck y'all and that deal, which is crazy, right? But like I said, Joe Budden, even though he seems insane right now, probably knows exactly what he's doing, and this is all a negotiation tactic, so I guess we'll have to see after September 23rd, which is about a month away. But let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.